Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today I'll be taking a look at the book Young Shadow by Ben Sears. This is out from Fantagraphics. It came out in 2021, but it seems like it's part of a larger story called the Double Plus World. But I don't know if those are all published by Fantagraphics or not. I didn't see anything else by this artist in their catalog when I was ordering these things during the Fanabuck sale. So I don't know. I really like the artwork in this book. That's the thing that stands out. It's got this really nice kind of two color thing going on, but it looks like it was probably something that was intended to be self-published as a risograph. It kind of has that risograph like splatter texture to create any kind of the, whether it's in the black or this orangey color, to create the value variations. Usually in the second color it's pretty harsh cuts, but sometimes there will be gradients and those are kind of splattery, speckly. It's hard for me to evaluate this book, I think probably because I was a little pre-biased in that it's a Fantagraphics book, so it really caught me off guard that it's pretty much just a superhero book, but it looks different than your normal superhero book. But I just, it just doesn't seem like the kind of thing Fantagraphics would publish. I think if I had found this on Ben Sears' site and just gone into it like for what it actually is, I would have really like talked about how the art's really good, that the story was okay, fun. That's kind of what I'm reviewing. So I just got really caught off guard by that. You have this character who's a superhero, who's the titular Young Shadow, and I guess maybe in other books you would have this character Night Shadow being older or something, so this is that character younger. Maybe if it's in context to the larger series this would make more sense, but he's basically just going around town. He gets in a fight with these people because they're mistreating a dog, but they're like rich people who are pretending to be poor. So it seems like he doesn't really have superpowers, but they're definitely like greater fighting ability. And the world's a very strange, like futuristic world. So all of the visuals of that are really, really fun, but I don't know that it adds up to much. The only difference in terms of like how superheroes are presented in here is oftentimes he's able to get things out of the local community that help him on his mission because he's also being helpful to them, like helping them with their gardens and stuff. So it's like this, like, forget the global, think local type of progressive superhero, I guess, where he is trying to do good things other than just stop crime, which is an interesting concept. But I don't see where this is like pushing superheroes any further or anything. It's just a really fun, fully realized, like visually compelling twist on the superheroes, I guess. On this page you get like maybe the best little summation of the plot of the whole book that I could give. You have this second hero that's come in, and again, I don't know if I have read all the other books in this world, if this would be more exciting to see this character come in like as a young version and they go on to be arch enemies, or I don't know. It just seems like maybe I'm missing a lot of context here, but it says, I've been keeping an eye on the cops lately. Lots of buzz about a scientist who's being held by an organization called the Sludge Team. They were forcing him to design all sorts of weapons for criminals, including the cops. Crowd control and civilian pacification mostly. Pretty sinister stuff. Anyways, the scientist went rogue and busted out of the warehouse where he was locked up. He has stashed all of his research in a hidden vault and then ditched the key wherever you ended up finding it. So that's the plot, is that this main character has found this key. There's these people he beat up who are also, related, the son of the wealthiest guy, and they have these rock suits and they're chasing him down to try and get the key. That's pretty much the whole book. So I think in terms of story, it's pretty shallow, but here you see this twist where he's helping someone plant their garden and things like that, and that is the main kind of difference between this and most superhero books. The other thing is just the really cool visuals that you get, these strange kind of mix of science fiction and fantasy, and with the two tones going out, mixing just the black and this orangey yellow to get a variety of tones. It still almost feels like a colored book, but it has this golden glow to it on everything. Everything feels like it's made out of gold. So the visuals and the production on this are really awesome, and it's really fun to look at. But I don't know that I got much out of this story. So this is something where I think, you know, I just want to see more just because of the visuals. Also, well, let me go ahead and do that because we can see that I just read it once and the binding's pretty bad. So it also feels like something, you know, it's printed well, but it feels like something Fantagraphics didn't really care about. Maybe they were gonna go back and look at the other stuff in the Plus World series. I don't know if they've printed that or not already. I'll have to look it up. But it seems like maybe they're coming out with this artist's latest book and seeing if it sells well enough to put the other ones out there. I am curious about the other ones, but I also feel like this is just like I said, a strange book for Fantagraphics and stuff like this. You know, this is pretty new. It's got their new logo and stuff. It feels like they weren't really putting everything behind this one that they should have. So I'm not sure. That's how I feel about it as well. Visually, really compelling. Story-wise, at least in this little chunk, just seem like not much to it.
Like and subscribe and hit the bell, please, so Carson can finish reading his books and let me go home.